Hello, everybody. I apologize for the constant audio popping in and out, like I put in the chat. Unfortunately, Star Trek Online, as far as I'm aware, does not have an option to allow the audio to continue playing when the game is minimized. So that's kind of annoying for everybody who's watching because it's distracting to see that. But welcome everyone to my very first late night stream. I decided that um, I was going to test out the Noble class tonight because of the fact that I just unlocked it. And honestly, I am excited to get back into both streaming on Twitch and over here on YouTube. So, yeah, this is, I think, going to be kind of fun because, well, for one, the Sovereign class is one of my favorite ships to fly. So having a battle cruiser Sovereign class is just going to be awesome. I'm going to start out on Ellie. Ellie Valentine is the character that I've been playing most recently. She has the Lamar class, which is the science version of the Sovereign, that is available in the lockbox ships. I don't have that class on any other character, and I kind of want to play around with the nobles like customization. So we're gonna jump over on Ellie first, and then I'm going to go onto one of my major characters, which would be Grand Admiral Thrawn, and then we will test out both the ship and the console on Thrawn. But this is a beauty, isn't it? Like the Sovereign is my favorite starship in Star Trek, like hands down, no questions asked. And the Noble was probably my favorite of the original release skins for the Sovereign, and I'm so happy to see that they have done an update to this thing. Hang on, I'm gonna pop over. There we go. I just gotta try and make sure that the stream is actually working properly. Um, there it is. Trying to see both Twitch and YouTube at the same time, so that way I know that uh, both I can see both chats and also that I can tell that the stream is running properly. Um, so yeah, so the Noble-class Battlecruiser is a sexy looking ship. I really dig the darker battlecruiser hull. That's just really neat. And overall, I think I'm gonna have fun with this thing. But first, we're gonna test out the visuals because the visuals are kind of important to me. I love kit bashing ships, and that's actually one of my favorite things to do in Star Trek Online is to kit bash ships. Um, so that's what we're going to start out with. We're gonna start out by kit bashing the hell out of this and seeing what kind of like wonky things we can get with the Noble class. Like I said, this is not the character I'm going to be primarily playing on tonight. This is just the character I'm going to start with because he has the Lamar, which fits on the Sovereign skin. Though I have all the Sovereigns unlocked here. There's so many Sovereigns, including the Assault Battlecruiser from the Enterprise E Special Edition. What is it? The Special Edition thing for like a Star Trek like card game or something. The Command Assault Cruiser is kind of fun to play as well. It basically works just like the Archon, which is the Intel Assault Cruiser. It just it doesn't use Intel, it uses command abilities, which makes it very powerful. I think you can get that in Mud's Market now, but I don't remember for sure. But let's see here. What can we do with the Noble? Because there's a lot of different things. In fact, you know what? Let's just randomize and see what we get. Yeah, it's right off the bat. That actually looks kind of cool. Um, Not sure how I feel about the mirror skin, however. Um, but right off the bat, that's actually a really cool design right there. It kind of reminds me of the Vesta though. Like with this design with the Lamar hull. Let's see, the Lamar hull, that's the excuse me, the Lamar saucer, that's the Noble hull, Noble um the cells. There we go. And then the Archon pylons and the Noble neck. Yeah, it reminds me of the Vesta, which isn't bad. That looks like a Lego ship. That just looks straight up like a Lego ship. The Lamar nacelles do not do that thing justice. Let's see here. I'm very curious. My favorite outside of the actually let's get off the tip type 0. Let's do Sovereign right now. My favorite body for the Sovereign is tied between the Sovereign. Oh, I didn't. Oh, I see. Wait, I I thought the attack pod was on the I thought that the attack pod was mounted at the pylons. Interesting. Okay, that is that is that is a cursed setup. Okay, that changes my interpretation a little bit because I thought that the attack the torpedo tube and the pylons for the torpedo tube, which are supposed to connect to the nacelles, I thought that was connected to something else. I didn't realize that was connected to the hull. So that's going to change things a little bit. I kind of wanted to see if I could get the attack pod on there, but if it's attached to the hull, um, that changes things a bit. I love the Imperial. The Imperial needs an update though. They really like the empty spaces. This is definitely like early first or second year Star Trek Online. Um, oh wait, I just realized I am an idiot. Oopsies. You guys can't see anything. That was my fault. I'm over here blabbering for like 7 minutes, and I didn't realize that I forgot to put it on live stream. Scuff time. There we go. Okay, so yeah, okay, that I'm an idiot. This is why I'm still learning these longer streams. I was wondering why it was still saying starting soon for so long. That is embarrassing, but that's okay. You know what? Welcome back to Twitch, I guess. That's a anyway. The Imperial class hull, as I was trying to say before I realized I was literally sabotaging my own stream, is one of my favorite hulls for a couple reasons. Not my absolute favorite. I love the shape of the side pieces here. But this thing is definitely early Star Trek Online, right? This thing is dated as hell. It needs a severe overhaul. Um, it needs to really have like this neck portion here, that gap that should not be here. That gap needs to be filled in. The areas under here in the ribs, those need to be filled in a bit. That it's just like the overall, I like the design of the hull for the Imperial. I just there are just certain aspects of it that need severe updates. Similar to the Noble. Like the Noble was in desperate need of an update too. Um I actually didn't notice that the Noble refit had the heavy cannons right where the bridge would normally be, or I guess the bridge is right there, so like behind the bridge. That's kind of cool. I love that massive shuttle bay too. Um, Now they need to make a sovereign hangar. They need to make a sovereign class with a hangar. Maybe that's what they can do for I imagine that there's going to be a Terran Imperial version of the sovereign at some point. I think the Terran Imperial version should have a carrier aspect to it. I think that would be kind of cool. Let's see here. So Saucer's Noble refit. Let's see. The Regent's one of my favorite ships overall, but I'm not that big of a fan of its hull. too long. Unless you're putting it with the rest of it, the whole of the region is just too long to me. The Lamar's hull doesn't look bad, although the rounded section here definitely kind of stands out against the the hull plating of the what do you call it? The more like rigid hull plating of the saucer for the Noble refit. I do also like the Archon. That looks actually kind of cool. I don't know if we're going to keep the Lamar's nacelles, but this is coming along. The Lamar's nacelles are very small. For a ship the size of the Lamar, the nacelles are surprisingly small. Let's see here. Where is not the Majestic? It's the Regent. Oh, okay. That's not bad at all. Interesting. Okay, so let's see here. And cells. With the Sovereign cells, that looks so much better. What is the difference between the Noble refit and the Noble refit vanity? I don't see much of a difference aside from the regular Noble. Wait. Oh, wait. So that's the regular Noble, and the refit has armor around the okay, around the Buzzard collectors. I love the Imperial classes nacelles, just not with those pylons. They always, and I hate the Archons. I hate the Archon nacelles. The Majestic nacelles are okay. Definitely early Star Trek Online. That's the um, and the Regent's nacelles just make any ship that it's on look like a hot rod. The Noble's pylons are too far low. Oh, the Imperial nacelle. You know what? The Imperial's pylons. The other thing about the Imperial I don't like is the cutout on the pylon. That's like a structural weakness. But like the angle of the Imperial class's pylons is always interesting with certain ships. Kind of like that, honestly. I kind of dig that. So there's definitely a lot of actually. Before we settle on something, where is the Lamar's hull again? And then I didn't check the neck. The Noble, Majestic. Actually, you know what? The Imperial's neck doesn't look bad on the Regent or on the Noble. I always like joke around by saying that like that spinal covering for the Imperial looks kind of out of place, but on this, it doesn't look that out of place at all. It actually looks really cool. I don't know about with the hull of the Lamar. I probably would go with either the Noble refit or not the Noble refit, either the Noble or the Archon hull. But the only downside is that it does cut into the shuttle bay, which I don't like. You can always do the Regent neck. I always like the way the Regent's neck puts those little blue parts there. If you don't have it connected to the rest of the Regent's body, um, I don't know. It makes it look like additional impulse engines if you're using, what is it, the NX refit or the NX, either one of the NX's, um, skins. There we go. That's what I'm trying to say. And I do sometimes do that because the Archon's the only one that of the ships whose deflector disc doesn't change to a matte color. It still glows just slightly, even with the NX coloration. Let's see here. A squat little ship like this actually does look good with the Lamar cells. Nacelles, excuse me. I feel like the saucer might be a little too big for a ship this size. Regent's gonna obviously look good with its own neck, so yeah. The Archon and the Lamar's saucer just looks hideous on a ship this size. But the Noble, you know what? I kind of like that. I kind of like that. Is there a different set of pylons? After I do this, I will jump over. I guess we can use the Regent pylons, but they recess too much. I will hop over to what's his name, Thrawn, and we will start testing this thing, because that's kind of the name of this, isn't it? Hey, you know what? Let's stick with the Imperial. It kind of looks okay. I might change that later. But overall, it's like frontal profile that looks exactly like a modified Sovereign, but from the side, that's definitely not a modified Sovereign. We'll stick with that for now. It's not going to be the character I'm playing on anyway. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. Back. All right, let's change character. Let's go over to Thrawn, because the big thing I want to test, it's not just the ship that I want to test. Thrawn's the one that I have most of my stuff on, so that's why I'm hopping over to him. But it's not just the ship that I want to test. It's the console. And Thrawn's current Rex, the ship that he's currently in, is set up very much like a torpedo boat. This thing is a bit of a monster when it comes to torpedoes. Now, granted, I will admit, I am not min-maxed. Like, I can't even begin to claim that I have optimized this ship to be at its absolute peak. There's plenty of stuff that I can do to make this better. But it's a pretty decently powerful little ship as it stands right now. I do believe I need to free up some slots, however. Oh, there we go. I was going to say, why do I still have my backpack on? I'm not in the First Contact Day event. I do have to free up, I think, a slot or two, because I need to... let's see here. Oh, no, I do have active ship slots. That's awesome. That's exactly what I wanted to see. Which means I can claim the Regent. Or not the Regent, the Noble. My inventory's full. Oh. I'm very bad at doing that. Let's see. Cool. This. Kind of wish that these would be the R&D slot, R&D packs that would give me a chance at a tier 6 ship, because that would be kind of neat. I'll just take that, and it, just get that out of the inventory. There we go. Now I can claim it, and I will use it. I won't worry about renaming it right now. one thing I do want to do, I think I am worried about, is taking that console slot. Nope. Come on. There we go. No. Wrong button. That one. Delia. I'm going to replace the micro photon torpedoes, which is a very decent console, with there it is. This one. Now, the thing is, the Destruct Sequence Alpha 1 console is very interesting because you have to be careful with it. If you activate it, then it sets off a 30-second self-destruct timer. And if you don't deactivate it before the self-destruct initiates, then you blow up. You just kill yourself. You detonate, and everything else around you takes 500 times the damage that they normally would take from a self-destruct. But I do have to say that I'm kind of curious about this because it says it's 1% quantum torpedo damage, but I'm almost positive it's supposed to be more than that. I don't know if, like, it's just because I'm on the ground. Maybe it's because I'm on the ground. All right. Let's see here. Maybe now it will show me appropriate. There we go. 60% quantum torpedo. That's what I wanted to see. The reason why I wanted to test this was specifically because of the fact that my ship already does a pretty substantial amount of quantum torpedoes. I don't know if the dimensional hypermass torpedo is considered a quantum torpedo. But the other 4 that I have on this ship are quantum torpedoes. The dark matter quantum, the quantum phase, and the thoron infused quantum. And so now each one is approaching almost 20,000 points of damage, with the hyper mass torpedo being 23,500. That is insane. That is absolutely bonkers. So let's test this out. The best one to test this out on, honestly, is going to be Synthwave, because of the massive amount of enemies. I feel sorry for my team. I am sorry for all of the team members that are about to end up having to deal with the fact that I am going to be flying around and just nuking everything and not actually, like, rescuing very many of the survivors. But that's just the way it is, you know? I love my little pilot ships. I love all pilot ships. I need to actually set up the what is it? The new battlecruiser, the pilot battlecruiser for the Andorians. I need to see if I can turn that into a decent ship. Because I love pilot ships. I love how mobile they are. I love how powerful they can get, especially with the trait that I have slotted, which allows me to immediately have, after 2 pilot maneuvers, torpedo spread. That's a really fun ability that I have. But of course, because it's so late, I don't know if I'm going to be... Oh, there we go. Spoke too soon. That's exactly what I wanted to see.
Captains, it is with solemn purpose that we ask you to partake in this simulation. History is often a teacher. It lets us analyze our mistakes and our triumphs. Indeed, the lessons of history can help us to better ourselves. To this end, you will be taught the tragedy of the synth attack on Mars in 2385. The synth are compromising the defense network, Engineers are stranded on the surface and need to be transported to safety.
Yeah. I already know. I know all about this. Do I have... Oh. The Baul anti-proton torpedo is a pretty powerful one. It's not going to get the bonus. But it does basically allow me to hit multiple targets.
The defense net against targets on Mars. Evacuate the engineers at the outer perimeter first.
I am not going to self-destruct. As powerful as the bonuses are, I want to try and keep myself alive as much as possible. Turn around, turn around, turn around. Okay, you know what? I will rescue some of the survivors. I'm not going to be a jerk. I will rescue some of the survivors. This mission gets kind of crazy later on, so there'll be plenty of time for me to really let loose. I feel like frigates are kind of pointless in this mission. I'd rather have them board transports over frigates, because the frigates just get destroyed too quickly. Like, the frigates just get annihilated way too fast. Ooh, battlecruiser. Battlecruiser. Think. Okay, good. Still got like 2 minutes before the next zone shrink. Oh my god. That console, I don't know if it's buffing the hypermassive torpedo, but it's that thing, since it's the first torpedo I launch, is usually the first one to get activated for my pilot maneuvers. That thing is doing so much damage right now. That console from the Noble is just... that is wicked powerful.
Defense satellites are turning to sim control. The operational area is about to get smaller. Picket ships, fall back to the next defensive perimeter.
I've got 49 seconds. Let's fill myself up with survivors, and then we can try and activate another battleship or something. Come on. Running out of time. There we go. Next set of ships should be active soon.
The outer perimeter is lost. Fall back and rescue as many people as you can.
Oh, got out of range. You can tell this is a simulation because there's no way for us to be able to fight and beam people over to ships at the same time. That's not how Star Trek shields work. Perfect. Fortunately, I don't have any back torpedoes. Both of my back slots are set up specifically for omnidirectional beam arrays. Good. The AI ships seem to be ganging up together. I like that because it means that they're more likely to stay alive. Damn it. Just barely moved at us. Oh, man. Okay. Get them some cover fire. Because that they're together doesn't mean that they can survive continuous assaults like that.
More satellites are coming under sim control. Operational area is approaching 50%. Those satellites will pulverize us if we stay here. Fall back!
I don't know if the uh-oh. Shield boost. I don't know if the Noble I don't know if its console buffs the micro quantums that the God, I forget what it's called. The Achilles class? I think the Achilles class is the name of the one that has the hexa cannons. It also has a console that launches a bunch of micro quantums. I don't know if they count.
Bring any additional crews to the station and beam them over. It's only a matter of time before the defense net destroys everything on the surface. Beam up any remaining survivors and get them to the safe zone.
There's too many. There's too many. All right, I think we're out of transports. I'm just going to take these crew members that I have and get them to the station. Oh, they destroyed the transport. All right, now I'm going scorched earth on these guys. I do kind of wish I had my micro torpedoes, my micro photon torpedo console, just as another way of like spamming a whole bunch of stuff, but that's okay.
Fall back to the station. The safe zone is only 15 kilometers in radius. The station is deploying additional transport and has begun evacuation procedures.
It's always nice to see the Jupiter class.
Fall back to the station perimeter. Do not let the Sith through.
Now people are starting to use like their ultimate powers. It's gonna help. Here we go. This is where it gets fun.
All ships, total defense net corruption is imminent. Ensure as many transports escape the area as possible. Form a quick perimeter. Keep the Sith away from those transports until they can escape.
There's so many transports.
Transports
We did a
are
good
en
job
route
of
to
rescuing a
Beacon
lot of the
and in need
transports.
of escort.
I love it when the barrel torpedo goes off.
Transports heading to Beacon Beta. Escort them to safety.
I think my teammates are actually doing a pretty
Beacon Gamma.
decent
They're
job
counting on
of
you.
keeping the synth at bay. Which is good for the overall, like, setup of the team. Not so much for me being able to like, target things, so.
Transports are en route to Beacons Alpha and Beta. Transports en route to Beacons Beta and Gamma. Transports en route to both Alpha and Gamma beacons.
Oh, good. I can get my micro quantums going. Oh my god, there's...
Transports are heading to all three beacons. Keep them safe.
There's so much going on here. I'm barely able to do anything, really. I'm picking my fights when I can, but my allies have everything locked down. Uh-oh. Oh, shoot. Oh, shoot. Oh, shoot. Uh-oh. What did I do? There we go. Pilot the Jupiter class on Fed 2, and then I found the Fleet Olympic class. Favorites? Yeah, the Olympic's really cool too. I really do enjoy the Olympic. And that was embarrassing. My controller fell on my keyboard and kind of like screwed me up a bit. A little bit of embarrassing. Seriously, every time I get to a specific location, my allies have already taken everything out. I'm trying to nuke things with this new console, and I can't.
Transport, all ships. We've done all we can. Disengage at once.
Also, hello, Midnight. I appreciate you joining me for this very, very late stream at midnight. I was intending on trying to test this. Oh, you know what would be a better test for the Noble console? I just realized the what is it? Ninth rule. The ninth rule would be a perfect test for this. I didn't even think about that. Right as I was about to nuke everybody.
Is now concluded. Though it may not seem it, that was a fine showing.
Yeah.
Odds, your actions would have saved many lives had you been present on that fateful day. Well done.
Right as I was about to get lasered. It's fine. It's fine. I should have thought about ninth rule, honestly, when I was doing this, because I really wanted to test what this console could do on a ship that is just... Are you kidding me? This laser followed me out of the... What was that? The laser followed me out of the TFO? You've got to be kidding me. Actually, no, I don't know what reputation I need. Let's respawn first. That's embarrassing. I did not expect that the laser was going to follow me out of the TFO. I like my Klingon characters, although I have to say my favorite Klingon character ship right now is actually, what is it? It's a cleave ship. I forget what it is. What is the cleave ship? I have that on the mud bundle because I have a lot of mud scrap. Mud's Market. I'm a bit of a whore for Mud's Market. Oh, the what is it? The Nukjez, I think. This one. The Klingon cleave ship. This is my favorite Klingon ship. I don't care. I don't care what anybody says about Star Trek Discovery, okay? I actually really enjoy Discovery. I enjoyed a lot of the different designs of the Klingon ships. The Birds of Prey needed some work, I'm going to admit. I like them as a style of ship, don't like them for Klingon ships. But the Cleave ship, the Nukjez Intel Battlecruiser, this is my favorite Klingon ship. It's fun. I fly this thing on my max level Klingon tune, and I especially when I'm doing like Upiter Iratus, I feel like I'm flying a freaking pirate ship. This thing is so quick for a battlecruiser and so goddamn powerful, and its ram ability is so much fun. I love the fact that it just like you just accelerate at like triple speed and just try to carve through an enemy. This is just it's such a fun ship to fly. Um, and I'm really glad that like this I managed to get the Muds bundle to unlock this for the account because it's just this is just it's a treat. It's an absolute treat. Um, but anyway, the thing well, originally I was going to look at my reputation. What do I need? Dyson. I've got tons of Dyson. I guess I could do Nukara. Don't have anything Romulus. Iconians, decent amount of Iconian. Competitive Wargame. I don't need anything for competitive Wargame, so I guess I'll just do Nukara. I'll worry about leveling that up later. Let's see here. 9th rule. Discovery finally gave us more Klingon ships. The Volkuv is the best kit bash ever. I will have to agree with you on that. Most of the ships. Okay, so here's my thing. I love the Gorn ships they have in this in STO because these ships look really freaking cool. This reminds me of Battlestar Galactica. Like the Gorn multi-mission surveillance vessels, they remind me of like Battlestar Galactica. I really enjoy them. Obviously, they don't look anything like the Gorn ships that we know in either TOS or in Strange New Worlds, especially Strange New Worlds. Strange New Worlds has kind of sort of redefined how the Gorn ships look. But the Gorn ships in STO, all the way back from like launch, like these things just look really cool. I do really like the legendary. In fact, I like all of the birds of prey. My favorite is actually the 4-gun bird of prey. That's my favorite Romulan ship, hands down. What is it? Is it tier 5 or tier 4? Might be tier 4. Yeah, the Ning Tao. This is my favorite bird of prey. It does kind of remind me of Red Dwarf too. I think of it and I look at it as Battlestar Galactica, but I could see Red Dwarf as well. This, though, is the next Klingon ship that I want them to do a tier 6 of, because I love the quad disruptor cannons. I love the look of the quad wing on this, and I feel like there's plenty of opportunities to use these two models and update them for a tier 6 ship. And it's kind of sad that we don't have the Ning Tao as a tier 6 ship, because I think the Ning Tao becomes like a pretty relevant NPC ship in later Klingon missions, but like it's only a tier 4 ship, so it's not that great, and there is no tier 6 equivalent. So if you want to fly it, you're gonna have to like use an outdated ship that's way too weak. So I would love to see them revamp this into a tier 6. What's the other Klingon ship that I was thinking of? You were saying, what is it? The Volkuv. I'm trying to remember exactly what that one looks like. Is that part of it? Ah, okay. Gotcha. The Vidul. That's right. These are some of my favorite Klingon ships as well, although I do have to admit that the model for the Vodle and the Volkuv are like the Volkuv looks really decent, but because of the age of the skin, it's definitely showing its age. This is definitely a 16-year-old ship. That's beautiful. I am excited though, because I believe they tease that there's going to be a Klingon ship getting into the Infinity Lockbox. I wish it was I wish it wasn't an Infinity Lockbox, but they teased that there's going to be a Klingon ship from Lower Decks and TNG that's going to be in the Infinity Lockbox, and I think it's probably going to be the Kavort class, and they're probably going to make it like the first Klingon battlecruiser bird of prey, most likely. and I'm kind of excited for that. I'm gonna have to wait a couple of years so it hits Mud's market, so that way I can unlock it for the entire account. But I am excited because the Cavort, I know it's basically just a souped up Barail. Like, I know it's just a giant Barail class, but it's always been one of my favorite ships because I love seeing the birds of prey with their wings up and firing. It just looks to me more menacing than a standard bird of prey. Let's see here. All right, so first things first, I'm going to check out Ninth Rule, because Ninth Rule is kind of sort of the thing to do for leveling up ships. I just don't remember where Ninth Rule is. Is it yesterday's? No, it's Future Proof, right? No. New Frontiers? Suppose I can just go to patrols. It is a patrol, isn't it? Aftermath. The Ninth Rule. There it is. All right. Let's see how much chaos I can cause with this ship. I know that this is the Noble-class. I'm using the Noble-class console.
Looks like there was a fight here recently. I'm not picking up any House Mokai ships on the sensors, though.
Right. Yeah, we'll get to that in a second. So for everyone wondering, like, why this says late night testing the Noble-class, but I'm not using the Noble-class right now. I'm using the Noble-class console on my torpedo boat because my torpedo boat is like already a beast. Right now with the console, my Thoron Infused Quantum hits for 19,635.5 kinetic damage with radiation. The Quantum Phase hits for 18,069. Diggity. The Dimensional Hypermass hits for 23,560. The Dark Matter Quantum hits with 18,902. And although this one is the weakest one because it's not a quantum, but the Barail linked Sentry Anti-Proton still hits for 15,158. And it also has the ability of like splitting off and basically doing the chain reaction pulsar effect from Star Trek Armada and bouncing off of other enemies for less damage. So like, although it's doing less damage, it can hit more enemies. Oh, well, thank you for the sub. I appreciate that. Let's see. I usually test on Rescue and Search or Wanted because the Kazon are the best punching bags out there. Kazon are. I will admit that. I kind of wish the Kazon... You know what would be kind of interesting? I would like to see... There's two things I want to see, and I'm kind of glad that later on this year, in July, I think, July or August, we're getting some more Kelvin timeline ships. We're getting, what is it, the Newton, I forget what the other two are, but like we're getting 3 Kelvin timeline ships, and that has me hoping that we will eventually get Kelvin timeline, like, missions, because as of right now there's only like 1 or 2 missions in the Kelvin timeline in all of Star Trek Online, and I feel like that's criminal. That's absolutely criminal. But now that we've got the new Kelvin timeline ships coming, I'm hoping, and I think there's also a Kelvin timeline Romulan ship coming as well, I'm hoping that means we're going to get more Kelvin timeline missions in STO, because that is the one section of Star Trek that is like woefully underrepresented in this game. So I'm excited for that. But I would also, in addition to the Kelvin timeline, I would like them to update what is it? The Kazon. Because the Kazon ships are really cool looking. I love the Kazon ships. But they suck. You know what I mean? I would love to have a storyline where like the Kazon end up like gaining some like credibility and they actually become a major threat, similar to the the Vaadwaur, because the Vaadwaur missions in this game are nightmare. They're just absolutely, they are nightmare fuel. And I love them. I love their story, but holy hell, are they a pain in the ass to fight. And I would love the Kazon to become like that. I would love if they like came out with some new Kazon ships and a new Kazon storyline and actually made the Kazon like interesting and relevant, because they were some of the most interesting parts of early Voyager, but then they very quickly fell off because Voyager left their area and they weren't really, structurally like sound as a society to begin with. So I'd love to see some uplifting or them partnering with something, like maybe with the Hirogen or something. Possibly remnants of the Vaadwaur after the events of Delta Rising. Like, I would love to see the Kazon like actually become a relevant threat in STO again. That'd be kind of fun, even if it's just for a couple of missions. But anyway, let's test out this Noble console.
Looks like there was a fight here.
See how many enemies I
I'm
can
not picking up
destroy.
any House Mokai ships on the sensors, though. If they're here, they're under. Sorry.
Yeah. Blah 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 blah.
Is ready to assist you.
Lead the way, and the Shurgat will follow.
Get my
Reading a single Ferengi vessel, Marauder class. They've decloaked.
There we go. Got my first launch of what is it? Torpedo spread.
I thought I made. Leave enough of their ships for salvage. I'll be under cloak.
I don't know how we can listen.
Oh my god, there. Oh, this is gonna be a slaughter. You know what I'm going to do, though? I am going to switch back to this 22nd century phaser array, cannons.
Well, there's good news and bad news. Which would you like to hear first?
There we go. The Ba'ul torpedo is fun, but the 22nd century cannons are capable of weakening an opponent if you hit their hull, and it's pretty easy for me to strip shields and hit their hull, and it causes even more damage from the torpedoes.
Well, there's good news. Bad. The Ferengi.
Yeah.
The nerve of... Oh, would you let
Yeah.
me go? The butterfly is ready for us.
The visuals are broken, but the damage is real. Oh, damn it. Right as I activated my micro quantum, I wasn't paying attention to my health. I was trying to do clickies. Oh well, it's fine. It's fine. Maybe that'll reset my torpedoes. Yep, there we go.
They're down to the blue ship. Keep up the pressure.
You can come out of cloak now. There we go. The legendary Jemadar attack ship is a really good ship for what I'm doing here. The reason, the reason why I'm testing it out on the Rex primarily is just to level it up. That's fun. Okay. I could have gotten even more if I hadn't died, because the way that this mission works.
Well fought indeed. Modron's on his way.
The way that this mission works, the reason why it's so popular for leveling up a ship, is that with that last round, the faster you hit and kill the enemies, the more enemies will spawn. So if you're in a ship that's capable of annihilating things really quickly, you're going to be able to basically spam for, I think it's like a 3 to 4 minute period, like up to 12 or 13 waves of enemies. So if your ship is really efficient and really good at being able to kill things quickly, then you can get so many levels so quickly. That's the reason why that the 9th rule is so popular to level up like ship traits and whatnot. It's just because of the fact that it's so easy to level them up if your ship is fast enough to kill, or strong enough to kill things quickly. And if I hadn't have died, I could have gotten at least 1 or 2 more waves, I can guarantee you. But I didn't pay attention, and that slowed my momentum down. But that's okay. So far, I am very happy with the way that this noble console is helping me like actually stay alive and do so much damage. So this is what I've got set up right now. You've got, like I said, the Thoron infused quantum torpedo, the quantum phase torpedo, the dimensional hypermass torpedo, which I think is a quantum, based on how much damage that thing is doing. Since that's the first torpedo I've launched, usually that's going to take out most enemies really quickly. Then I've got the dark matter quantum, and then I use the wide arc phase dual heavy cannons because of the fact that if you look on it, it says that on hit, if target's nearest shield facing is down, then you get 20% or 25% projectile damage for 10 seconds. So times all of these bonuses by 25%. But yeah, no, the 9th rule is a popular way of leveling up specifically for that. So I'm glad I was able to enlighten you that. There's a reason why like many streamers or many like YouTube personalities will use the 9th rule as a test bed, because it's the quickest way to see how quickly you can take out an enemy. Because if you can eliminate tons of enemies really quickly and stay alive, you can get so much experience really quick. But yeah, so those are the 5 weapons I'm using here. For the back weapons, I've got the omnidirectional diffusive Tetrion beam array, which is just to help strip shields, and then the omnidirectional Pavin proton beam array, and then the thing that really like makes everything come together with my build is I have the Terran Eagle, no, not the Eagle. Well, yes, I've got the Eagle, but what is it? The God, what is it? The Angle? Ships. Da, 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 da. That one, the mirror angle. This ship comes with this ability, which is the graviton implosion charges, which do almost 10,000 kinetic damage, and it pulls enemies together if they're close enough, and it puts a negative 25 all damage resistance rating for 5 seconds, which is perfect for a kinetic build. And then for the consoles, I've got the multiple Bellum warhead torpedo launchers, which give 32.8% torpedo damage. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of those. I've got the micro quantum torpedo phalanx from the the Keelys, which does the micro quantums, which I don't know if they actually they deal a ton of damage. They do like 44,837 damage. And they also reduce kinetic damage resistance, which again, perfect for my build. And then I've got the ominous device, which 20% all damage and makes me stronger if I activate it. I've got the multi-directional artillery barrage, which is 20% all damage with projectile weapons just as a passive, and then launches 15,000 points of damage in all directions. Obviously, the Noble console, which just passively gives me 60% quantum torpedo damage, and all my torpedoes are quantums. The Tri-Cobalt Tear Launcher, which is 19% mine and torpedo damage. I could replace that with the Bellum, but I really like the clicky on that. And then one of my personal favorites, the Covert Warhead module from the Terran Eagle, which allows me to fire 2 torpedoes instead of 1 every time I launch a torpedo, basically. And then the Port Defense Bombardment Warhead, which is another 25% projectile damage. And then the traits, 3 traits that are most important for this build are, what is it? I believe it is Stealth Torpedo Bomber, which every time I do 2 pilot maneuvers, I get a torpedo spread. And then I have Target That Explosion. After activating any torpedo or command bridge officer ability, when your next torpedo deals damage, up to 6 nearby allies launch a torpedo at that target, which for this particular one is useful for my hangar pets, or not my hangar pets, my wingmen. And then piercing projectiles, which is 200% starship shield penetration on torpedoes. And my personal favorite, the carrier wave shield hacking. Hi, Delta. The carrier wave shield hacking, if I hit something with the tractor beam, it shuts their shields off. So I don't even have to worry about shields with my torpedoes. I could just, if I'm facing a dreadnought, I could just shut their shields off and have them get hit immediately with the wide arc phasers, which will reduce their damage resistance. I don't know how this build would go in PvP against someone who is actually min-maxed, but I feel like it does a pretty decent job of doing what I needed to do.
Well fought indeed.
Anyway. Now, I'm going to see what I can do about actually setting up the Noble. Yeah, I thought I told you in Epsilon I was going to stream tonight. I am starting to do, now that I've got my new computer, I'm starting to do like late night streams from like 10:30 to like, I don't know, like 1:30. And just to give us extra content, and also because I'm bored. I'm like, I'm already playing video games. I may as well try to make some money off of it. You know, my carrier build uses target at explosion. If you have command seating instead of that trait, target at explosion only proccing once every 20 seconds, it glitches the trait. It glitches the trait like in a good way or a bad way? That's kind of important. I'm kind of curious. It makes it so the procs once a second for all 20 seconds. Oh, wow. Interesting. I've been wanting to do a dedicated carrier build for a long time. I haven't quite managed to perfectly navigate exactly how I want to do that. Because I don't know, for one, I don't know what carrier I want to use. Because like, maybe we can do something for your stream one of these nights. Yeah, no, I don't mind trying that, Delta. Especially like if I can figure out timing on the weekend. I still plan on doing like Mass Effect Saturdays. But the late night streams are going to be kind of random. It's really if I've got the energy and I feel like going live. Honestly, that's what it comes down to. What the hell was that? But yeah, I want to yes, we will get to Mass Effect multiplayer once we figure out how to do controller stuff. Use the Jupiter. Honestly, the Jupiter is my first choice, but I also know it's the weakest carrier. Technically speaking, the strongest carrier in this game is crap baskets. What is it? Arc Royale. Specifically because I'm pretty sure it's the Arc Royale. The Arc Royale has the secondary shield deflect the secondary deflector, which is stupid. It is absolutely stupid that this thing has a secondary deflector on a carrier. That is, it makes it a dedicated science ship with with carrier capacity. That is ridiculous. That is dangerous. That is just, I don't know how many other like descriptor words I could use, but that is, it is insane that they decided to test that. It's something that a lot of people wanted for a long time, and the Arc Royale is something that a lot of people wanted in this game for a long time. And so they really went all in when being like, you know what? You guys asked for it, we're going to do it. But I know this is technically the best carrier in the game, but like the Jupiter just has a special place in my heart, you know? You know, the Jupiter was my first carrier. I just wish it was a little bit better. That's my only thing, is I wish the Jupiter was a little bit better. I suppose I could try to do a carrier build with, I forget if, let me see, where is it? Mud's Market. Oh no, I forgot. That's set up so I can't see. Oh, it does. It does say 2 hangar bays. I suppose I could try to do a carrier build with one of the temporal heavy dreadnoughts. I'm a carrier captain. The Ark really intimidates me. Why does the Ark intimidate you? Like the Ark Royale, like, I don't know why the Ark Royale would intimidate you. That I would feel like that would be what you gravitate towards. And also, Delta, the case that you gave me and all the fans, they are whisper quiet. It is so nice not having the background noise. I can't even begin to tell you. It's going to make my recording for my reaction videos for all my nerdcore songs so nice. think I was using this on one of my Klingon characters. Probably my all-Gorn crew before I switched over to the Huznok warship. You know, Midnight, the first, let's see, there's so many ways to build it. I don't know what to do with the ship. Ah, that's what you mean by it intimidates you. Yeah, yeah. I feel that way about most destroyers, too. Like, the first torpedo boat I actually got working successfully was the Einstein class, the USS Kelvin, this guy here. That was the very first torpedo boat that I ever did. That was a fun as hell torpedo boat. I love the Einstein class. I know a lot of people don't. Yes, I'm glad that the case is working out as well too. Sigma was able to really help me get everything done. The only thing I need to do is I need to activate Windows. I need to figure out like where my key is to activate Windows. But besides that, everything on my computer is all set up and ready to go. Nanny boat. That's always been a funny term to me. You can literally do so much of the arc. I want to make a dedicated pet build. Like, legitimately, I want to basically just have as many pets, as many things on screen as possible. And that's why I want to build the Arc Royale, or a carrier in general, just for that. But I think I need to, like, either respec one of my tunes so I can focus on carrier abilities, or just create a new tune, which requires me to buy more slots and then level up the tune. But I've been thinking about trying to do something like that. But it was like experimenting with things like the Einstein class to create my first torpedo boat. That made me think, what can you do with the pets? Like, can you? I know that like right now the best pets in the game are like the Type 8 shuttles because of their support abilities, and they actually do a decent amount of damage. But I'm kind of curious as to what other things you can do, because I've had carrier builds in the past, usually relying on like the Armitage, but I want to do something more. You know, the Strike Wing escorts are really really good for like micro carrier builds, but I want to do something with like a heavy carrier. No, I will see if I can check that. I don't think it'll work for me, but you know. All right, let's see here. What was I doing? Right, Dominion, or not Dominion. I was thinking Dominion because I was looking at that Rising Science Vessel, and I have that on my Dominion character. Let's see, manage ships. Where is? Oh, I forgot that ship broke because they updated the Ranger class. Yikes. I'll have to fix that. My Valkub has a pit build loadout with 800. Drain X. I drain away the shields and power while my pets kill everything on screens. The main boat dedicated. Yeah, that makes sense. When I was doing my Armitage builds with the USS Agincourt, this guy here, my pet build. At first, it relied on runabouts. I built this as a torpedo boat, and the runabouts were useful because they could use tractor beams to hold things in place. And then eventually, I switched over to the Delta Flyers so that they could use their tachyon beam to drain shields. But eventually, I moved away from that, and this is one reason why, like, I really want them to make a carrier, like either a dreadnought or a juggernaut for the Terran Empire version of the Sovereign, because we know. Well, I see what you mean. I see what you mean, Delta. Got it. Sorry. there has to be a Terran Sovereign class coming. There has to be a Terran Sovereign class coming. There's no way they're not going to do that. And I'm hoping that when they do the Terran Sovereign class, they do two things. One, I want them to give it a phaser lance. I want it to have a spinal lance similar to what they did with the Galaxy X and the what is it, the Trailblazer, the Terran Trailblazer, and the Terran Lexington. I want the Terran Sovereign to have a phaser lance. It just makes sense. And I want the Terran Sovereign to have a hangar bay. It just needs to happen. Let's see here. Where is Erie? There it is. That is the Noble Battlecruiser. I'm fairly certain I do not have enough inventory slots to actually like make this work. Pretty sure I'm kind of full up on inventory slots right now. No, not StarCraft. Oh my goodness. I am so full of crap. Oh, I didn't realize I had all my Lobe crystals on this character. I need to put those in my shared bank account before something happens to them. Again. I don't have enough slots. Oh, that's a bit of a problem. Okay. Really don't want to spend any more money because I know that they've got ships that I want to buy coming out later this year. So I'm trying to save up. Oh, I see. That's different. I hate things that don't stack. The sticks? I like the sticks as console. I haven't played around with the sticks enough as a ship to have an opinion on it one way or another. But I have the sticks as console, and I actually really enjoy the sticks as console quite a bit. But I haven't really like played around with the ship itself. I use the sticks as console. I believe it does a decent amount of phaser damage. Or phaser damage increase, and I use that on any phaser cannon or phaser beam array builds that I have, or if I have like the Agony phaser torpedo. So when it comes to the sticks, it's a ship that I've been meaning to mess around with. I just haven't gotten around to doing so yet. What's that? That is the right. That's the Vanity Shield. I need to clear inventory slots. One of these days, I'm going to get rid of all these stupid boxes and sell them or sell off all the stuff that comes from them so I can actually make some money. Not that I need a lot of money right now. Got $401 million or 401 million whatevers right now. You know what? We're going to do this. I don't need the point defense thing right now. I don't need, what is that? Prolonged engagement power dynamo. Don't need that right now. Negative phaser torpedo assault platform. I kind of forgot about that one. Bomb. I don't need the warhead chamber right now because I've got all the Bellum chambers. You guys can go away. I'm not using the auxiliary warp core ejector. Let's see here. I'm not using the antimatter spread. I'm not using the Bajoran warp core. What are these? Oh, hollow disguises. Might just get rid of those. I don't ever use the hollow disguises. Okay. That should be enough for me to actually mess around with this ship. Let's see Erie. This is not going to be the setup I'm using on the Erie. That's for damn sure. Oh, the 32nd century shield kind of looks cool on it. I don't have the Lamar class on unlocked on this character, which is one of the few classes I would like to have unlocked. Let's make this a phaser build. Turn task force phaser. Oh, no. Actually, let me see. What is it? I have a fun idea. My favorite phasers are, without a doubt, no questions asked. Let's see, flying would be fun. You're gonna be on for much longer? Oh, what time is it? 12:35. I'll probably be on for at least another hour or so, I think. Downside. Oh, wait, no. Wait, did I transfer that over to a different character? I might have transferred it to a different character. Ah, shit. It's probably an Ellie, honestly. Targeting linked. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that I transferred my emitter linked omnidirectional. Oh, wait, no. It's right there. Boom. Cool. Awesome. I like blue phasers. That's what I'm trying to do right now. I like blue phasers, and so I'm trying to quickly make a phaser build that this is not optimized. I don't really care if it's optimized or not. But I don't know. Just want to mess around a little bit with a particular type of setup. Normally, I end up using the Andorian phasers, but I don't know if I have any Andorian phasers that are all set up. What's a Maelstrom Quantums? I am not good with the Maelstrom Quantums. I like their idea in premise, but in actuality, I suck with them because I like having everything on auto fire. No, I don't have any Andorian phasers set up. That's weird. I don't remember where I... Oh, wait. Is it because I don't have an Andorian ship on this character? Is that why I don't have the Andorian phasers? I think that might be it. I don't think I have an Andorian ship currently available on this character, so I don't have Andorian phasers. Oh, my inventory is full. Well, that's annoying. Let's get rid of some of those phasers. You discard. You discard. You discard. Roanoke. Yeah, cool. The only reason why I'm using you right now is because I want Andorian phasers. That's literally it. There's nothing special about them except that they're blue. Twin phasers are blue. I have... Yeah, my issue is I don't like the high-pitched screeching sound of the twin phasers. Because I have, like, the advanced phasers from the legendary... what is it called? The legendary Discovery era Connie, the flight deck carrier. I have the advanced phasers from those. But I have to be in the mood for that because I hate the 23rd century phaser sounds. Like I can tolerate them when other people are using it because I can fly away from them, but I do not like hearing them normally. Hmm. Which kind of sucks because I know that like I said, the um this what is it, the advanced phaser beam arrays are the best phasers in the game as far as I'm aware. I just hate the sound of them. If I could change their sound effect, I would be fine. Normally, I will just use the emitter linked phaser beam arrays, but I'm trying to avoid using too many of those. I do that on my Gemidar when I'm flying my the Vanguard carrier because the Vanguard carrier with the medical skin just looks like a Venator class Star Destroyer, and so I'm just like, you know what? We're just going to go straight Star Wars Venator class Star Destroyer on this. Okay, so let's see. Endorian phaser. Cool. So now I've got an Endorian phaser. I can level that up. I think I've got enough tech upgrades to be able to get that to yep, there we go. Cool. I don't really need to worry about re-engineering. And that is going to set this ship up very similarly to what I want to do with in my what is it, my Star Trek X Transformers fan fiction I'm writing currently, which focused around a sovereign class, the USS Solomon, that gets transported to the to like a Transformers universe. I say a Transformers universe because there's too many to count. Offshoot of G1. I'm pretty sure that I already have a Solomon. This is one of my favorite ship names. I did that to Guardian class. Solomon, my Guardian class. Oh, no. Solomon's my legendary dreadnought. Also one of my favorite ships to play. Great, and now I get the hiccups. Okay. I'm glad that I actually have the screen on this time because when I was... Oh, wait, I forgot. 32nd Century Shield is on currently, as is my visuals. Let's see here. You unequip. Then disable visuals. Disable visuals. Disable visuals. There we go. Actually have my screen on time while I'm customizing the ship. Before I was trying to customize the ship and describe what I was looking at, and I realized, oh, I forgot to get off of the starting soon screen. So I spent like 7 minutes just talking and starting soon and trying to customize a ship for people, and they couldn't see it. Because I totally know how to run a stream. I have been doing this long enough. I should know better by now. I like the fact that Sovereign Refit still makes the phaser strips glow. And the Sovereign too, I guess. Let's see here. Without the Lamar class, let's see what we can do. Kind of curious. Probably going to be broken ass broken ass vessel. Gonna look really weird, but I'm kind of curious. Oh wait, is the shuttle bay the neck? No. What? Hold on a second. What's creating the neck? What's creating that shuttle bay on the neck? Um, Hang on. Archon, Imperial, that's not have it. Majestic. Vizier doesn't have it. Sovereign doesn't have it. Huh. That is interesting. Like, if the body isn't the noble, it just creates a big shuttle bay. But that shuttle bay is still there if you give it any other saucer. I've never noticed that before. In fact, I'm fairly certain it's never been there before. It is the noble neck. Okay. That makes so much more sense. Okay, okay. Interesting. Normally, I use the Regent neck because I like the little glowy bits in the back. Um, so we're gonna do Archon body. Do the I guess the noble just naturally has that. That's fine. I like that. The shuttle bay is directly on top of those, I guess, supplementary impulse engines. I don't- Hey, if the NX-01's impulse engines can be blue, then supplementary impulse engines in the 25th century can be blue. I think that's fair. I think that's perfectly fine. Let's see here. Archon's pylons look better with little impulse engines inside that. No, because the region is a hot rod, and the regent's nacelles don't look good on anything but the regent, really. Um, yeah, I wish that the attack pod was mounted onto something other than the body piece. I think that's my one gripe um about the noble refit is that the the attack pod, like something super squat. The attack pod is mounted onto this really obnoxious part of the body, which I understand why they did that. It's just it is so awkward. That is just it's so awkward to have that attack pod there. Um if they do the Terran Sovereign, I'm hoping that they remaster the Imperial class because that would make sense, and that they turn the Imperial class's neck spine defensive plate into a into a what do you call it? A torpedoed pod or something. So that way we have something to mitigate the fact that you have to do something super cursed in order to get the torpedo pod into the noble. Although honestly, I it's too close to noble. I like kit bashing. We're going with no. Nope. Oh, actually. Hmm. How cursed do I want to get? I guess is the question I need to ask myself. Um Theorem saucer. No, not the saucer. Oh, I could if I had the Lamar parts, I could make something truly cursed, but I can't do that right now. I want the Imperial saucer just because it's a funny saucer. Let's see here. Kit bashing is life. Kit bashing is the best thing about this game. Regent class or the neck, right? Yeah. Regent class's neck doesn't work with the noble body though. Guess what? He just shoots a noble neck. I like trying to get as many parts onto something as possible. I would I would like that more if the Archon didn't put them to the side. This is starting to look a super long version of the what is that class? My brain is failing me. The one from Picard season 1 that everybody hated. Inquiry. Inquiry. That's what I'm trying to think of. You know what? I take it back. I take it all back. The Regents nacelles actually do look really good with this. Holy crap. Let me see. Sovereign refit, noble, majestic. I love the Imperials angled pylons. I just wish that they didn't have the cutouts. I said that earlier in the stream. That looks like a fucking menacing ship. Let's see. Regents pylons. Puts the nacelles a little too forward, but at the same time, it does kind of look nice. Not gonna lie. I think I'm gonna stick with the sovereign refits though. I think that looks the best. I rather enjoy that quite a bit. That's a fun section of the ship. That's a fun, sexy looking ship, I should say. Let me see. What does it look like? Archon's hull. Don't like it as much. Don't like it as much. I like it with the Regents next. Nope. Hell no. The thing is just so cursed. Nope. Do not like how much is cut out of the Majestic's hull. Imperial's hull, like I said, I love how it looks overall, but it needs to be filled in right there. Okay. Archon. No. Yep. We're gonna go with the Noble. I think that's the best looking kit bash that we can get so far that doesn't just outright scream sovereign. I mean, you can tell this is a sovereign ship, but it's different enough that I think it looks okay. If I had the Lamar nacelles, I might use those instead, but I don't have them on what do you call it? On this character. That's fine. The Regent nacelles actually look really good with this. So finally. Ooh. Ooh. Okay. Okay. Fine. The lights are too dark. I don't like it. I don't like it. Intrepid. Never been that big of a fan of the the bird egg blue on the Intrepid. Some of these whole patterns are just so outdated. All right. That's a fine looking ship. Other people may disagree with me saying that's a fine looking ship. I think it's a fine looking ship. Hello. Oh my goodness. I haven't been paying attention to Twitch. I am so sorry. I apologize, Lexi Zane and Nixverse. I've been looking at my YouTube stuff, and I've got the chat setting right next to each other, but I'm so not used to looking at Twitch. So I apologize. I'm sorry. Let's see here. Oh man, that's embarrassing. I've got to start focusing. Oh, hello. It's been a while since I've seen a universe class. That's a lie, actually. I saw one just a couple days ago. It's been a while since I've used the universe class. That's over my first character turret. All right, so let's see here. I suppose we can try the 9th rule again. I don't know how quickly I'll be able to do anything with this ship. Oh, wait. Hold on. Before I launch into anything, I've got stuff to set up first. First things first. I need... What is it? I need quantum phase. I need... Is that the molecular cohesion? No, not that one. Any phaser torpedo. Still got the that. Point defense torpedo platform. Don't know what I want to replace that with. You know what? Let's since we were talking about the sticks earlier, let's replace that one with the sticks console. So these two are doing less damage now, but they're still doing a sizable amount of damage. Let's see, and I've got... Oh, I need Lorca's console so I can launch the dark matter quantums at things without having to actually target them. This is also not an upgraded ship. I have enough things to upgrade it to tier 6 X2. So you know what? Let's do that. So that way I don't have to take anything off the ship. I can just add to it. I think that's the smartest thing to do, is to actually like upgrade the ship. All right. Let's get Thrawn down here. I don't think I have any ship upgrades in my character inventory at the moment, so I think I have to pull them out. Got like 19 of them in my inventory. Let's see here. Excuse me. I said, there we go. Get rid of all these. I don't need these cheap ass stock weapons. Oops. That, and get rid of that. And then let's get... I think I need 3 ship upgrade tokens. I'll just pull the entire stack out. It's fine. I'm not going to use the entire stack. I only need 3. Cool. That's 1. And that's 2. Excellent. And I think now I can actually get some new, what do you call it? Some traits. My traits have got all wonky and messed up. Okay. This ship even better traits. Yep, there we go. Let's see here. I have the correct carrier wave shield hacking and piercing projectiles. And you know what? I'm gonna get rid of the stealth bomber because I don't need the stealth bomber right now. Usually I do Into the Fray as one of my primary ones. Let's do Shall We Not Revenge. And oh wait, no, actually, weaponized time crystal. Activating weapons fire mode. A chronoton distortions into enemy attacks, applying and stacking anti-proton damage over time. I feel like that would be better on an actually anti-proton based. Hello, Emmy Uwu. Yeah, I love this game. I've played this game for well over like 13 years. Spent way more money than I probably should have, if I'm going to be honest. But it's a really fun, really fun game to like just experiment with, honestly. Actually, where is my I already have it. I don't think I have it. Activating beam or cannon weapon firing modes improves weapon haste. I think you went with it. There we go. That should be fun. I think that'll be good. Yeah, I mean the game is 16 years old, I believe. This is the 16th anniversary they're doing right now, and the 60th anniversary of Star Trek, and the 25th anniversary of Star Trek First Contact. So like it's a whole bunch of different anniversaries right now. But yeah, I've been playing this game for a long time. Off and on a little bit. I'm trying to get back into it a little bit more regularly now that I'm streaming. But yeah, 13 years. I've seen pretty much everything there is to see outside of a couple of things in this game. Mostly fleet related stuff because I never play on one tune long enough to stay in a fleet. I'm currently in a fleet with Thrawn, but I don't it's actually a German fleet, and it's one of the longest running and oldest and most powerful German like fleets in the game. But unfortunately, I don't. There's a language barrier. Obviously, I just joined because their leader hit me up one day. But yeah, I haven't really like been able to participate much in actual fleet activities ever in this game, outside of a couple of times when my friends were trying to play it. So let's see here. Now that we have the Noble-class Battlecruiser actually outfitted, and we're using the Noble class itself and not just the console, now I got to figure out what I want to do. Let's see here. We did Synthwave earlier with my Rex, and that worked pretty well. Trolls. Can I do 9th? Actually, I haven't even checked what this ship's trait is. What does this do? Oh, right. To hell with our orders. Using Captain ability gives 5% recharge charm for the universal consoles, and 30% flight speed and turn rate for 6 seconds. That's right. And I did forget I was going to add more stuff to this. Let's do that. And can I get the auxiliary? Let's see. I could launch black holes. Black holes are always fun. But I think Lorca's console is going to be the one I want the most. So I can launch my dark matter torpedo without actually having to do anything. I don't know how regularly I'm going to stream. I do play STO more often than pretty much anything. Oh, My friend Six just logged on. Why is he online at 1 o'clock in the morning when he said he had to wake up early? Unless this is him waking up early. What the hell? I play this game regularly at night. It's either this game or Star Wars: The Old Republic, and so those are, or Star Wars: Galaxy's Legends. Those are basically MMOs are my way of winding down after a very long day. I never end up playing really high intensity games, except for maybe WWE 2K26 late at night. Most of the time, I'm just chilling, and so most of the time when I do these late night streams, it's probably going to be this. It's like 1 o'clock in the morning right now. So like, I want to do my best to try and like randomly come on and just hang out with people. This is what I've been wanting to do for a long time. And now that I have a computer that is capable of doing it, I'm really excited. You know, I've got my weekly Mass Effect streams, which usually happens Saturday afternoons. Although this Saturday I'm skipping it. Because today, I guess technically, I'm skipping Mass Effect because I'm gonna go out to a friend's house. But normally, I've been playing the Mass Effect Legendary Edition in the afternoons, and then randomly during the week, I'm gonna be like, if I'm not too tired from work, and it's not like, and it's like before 10:30, 11 o'clock, I might pop on a stream if I don't really have to wake up early. I appreciate that, Emmy. And Midnight, I'm so glad to find another person that likes SWTOR. Old Republic is I've been playing that since the second closed beta, so like that's almost how old is Old Republic now? I think it's been public for 15 years now, and second closed beta launched like 6 months before the full game launched, so 16 years. So I've been playing Old Republic since like 2010. What do I do besides streaming? My primary focus for my YouTube channel is reacting to nerdcore songs and fan films and lore videos. If you enjoy really good music, I like reacting to it, and I don't use my PNG tuber for my reactions. I actually show my face for those. But I like listening to, you know, rap songs about Goku and Batman and you know, Yuji Itadori and stuff like that. That's my bread and butter for my YouTube channel. But when I go on stream, I choose Arc Gregorius, or Greg. That's the name of my little PNG tuber here. He's the one that usually pops up so that way I can, you know, interact with people without having to like stress myself out with like showing my face. Unfortunately, I'm not gonna say my actual real name. I'm sorry, but like that's a privacy thing. You can call me Greg, you can call me Arc, you can call me Alpha. Those are the three names that I go by, Emmy. My favorite fictional lore. My favorite fictional lore is Star Wars and Star Trek are really up there. But I'd have to say Mass Effect is my favorite fictional lore. If we're going to be completely honest, I do a lot of things. In fact, hold on a second. Before we actually test out the Noble and actually do what my stream says we're going to do, I want to show off my Commander Shepard team. Mass Effect is like my favorite science fiction universe. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, Greg is actually a bit of an inside joke. My friend King Phaedra, who is a streamer and VTuber over here on over on Twitch, it's funny because I joined his channel, I joined his server, and then my friend Arc Delta joined his server, and they were like, "Well, we already have an Alpha. We have Alpha Ranger, who is another streamer," and so they started calling me Arc. And then when Arc Delta came in, it was like, well, now there's two Arcs. We can't call you Arc. You know what? This is literally how how it went down, Phaedra was just like, we're just going to call you Greg. And I'm like, okay. And so after that, I kind of developed my little dragon guy after that little inside joke. And so now Arc Gregorius is my PNG tuber. But yeah, I actually have Commander Shepard 2 in here on STO because of the fact that Mass Effect is my favorite science fiction genre. And or favorite science fiction lore, I should say. I think my favorite fictional lore, period. I even have the Normandy. SSV Normandy SR2. I think I actually got the entire name. Oops. On here. Where is it? Yes. SSV Normandy SR2. I wish that the Hazari Destroyer was better than it is. I really wish, because I would fly this tune so often if it was. But sadly, the Hazari Destroyer is an old and outdated ship that does not hold a candle to modern day destroyers, and this thing gets like nuked so easily. But if it didn't, I'd be flying it more often. Yeah, my link tree has. I need to put my Twitch back on my link tree because this is actually the first time in I think like 3 years that I've streamed on Twitch. I used to stream semi-regularly Star Trek Online, Gundam Battle Assault 2, and a couple of and Star Wars: Old Republic, but GBO 2 I can't play anymore. At least not the version I was playing, because the PlayStation 4 servers no longer work. And I don't have a PS5. So if I want to play GBO 2, I'm going to have to like actually grind on the PC servers, and the PC servers are a little unstable. Even I loved Gundam Battle Assault 2, but that's probably not going to be a game that I'm going to be able to play much anymore. Warhammer 40k is new to me. I'm going to be honest. Warhammer 40k is something that I have only recently started getting into, and it's specifically because of the nerdcore songs I listen to that I've been getting into Warhammer 40k. Jonathan Young, Colm R. McGinnis, and Miracle Sound specifically have created a decent number, between the three of them, a decent number of Warhammer 40k songs. I guess I can't say Miracle Sound because they've only done 2, but Colm McGinnis and Jonathan Young specifically have been doing a lot of metal or shanty-based Warhammer 40k songs, and that's kind of got me into the lore a little bit. So like and then I've played Space Marine 1 and 2. So like I'm still kind of new to that. I like collecting the Warhammer Magic the Gathering cards, even though I know that they're several years old. So they've got some of my favorite cards, but I haven't really broken very far into the lore beyond the songs. I plan on trying to pick up like the Horus Heresy book or books and the Fall of Cadia, and reading those novels. But in terms of like overarching lore, I'm very new to Warhammer. All right. If you apply real logic like therapy to Warhammer 4K, you'll realize how much it could have been a way. You know what's kind of funny? I went on a bit of a rant. I forget which video it was in my reaction video series, but I went on a bit of a rant about the fact that like the religious aspect of Warhammer 40k has held back humanity's ability to innovate so much. I think it may have been my reaction to the lore about the what is it? The dreadnoughts. I think it was the like, could you survive 1,000 years inside a Warhammer 40k dreadnought? I think it was the video I reacted to, and in that video, my reaction was like, humanity's ability to innovate has stagnated because of the religious zealousy of humanity, and like. Somebody's being awfully noisy. I'm gonna fly away from these guys. Kind of hard to talk over someone who's like sciencing all over everybody over here. Um. Anyway, I was just like, the I understand that obviously it's fascist satire, just like what is it? The like Helldivers is fascist satire. I understand that. Dangerous, I feel like, in the current political climate of the world, but I digress. Um, I just I was looking at this and I was watching the video and reading and like listening to the lore of the dreadnoughts, and I'm like, there's no way. There's no way that humanity has lost all of this technology and hasn't tried to redevelop it. When you realize the dark age of technology is basically Star Trek and they refuse to go back to it. Um, yeah, no, I I kind of gathered that, but at the same time, I'm also like, there's got to be some middle ground. There's got to be something there for humanity to be able to like recreate. Because like one of the things that I pointed out was like the dreadnoughts are ancient technology, and they don't seem to have the ability of like creating new updated versions. They just kind of like reuse stuff. And like to me, what happens with that is that like, Warhammer 40K's Empire is basically at the same technological level, not necessarily technological level in terms of strength, but technological level in terms of advancement, the ability for advancement and innovation as the Covenant from Halo. And the Covenant don't create things as much as they just reverse engineer new things from old things, specifically from the Forerunners. So that's one reason like the humans held out as long as they did. And one reason why like Spartan shields are better than elite shields is because of the fact that humans have innovation. They push forward in Halo universe. The Warhammer 40K um, humans to me remind me of the Covenant from Halo because they don't innovate, they just repurpose and like reverse engineer and then try to find new things without having to actually push the boundaries of tech. They just do it in a very gory and graphic way. And I find it fascinating, honestly. But it also, from my logical sensibilities, is like, I want to slap these people. I'm probably gonna die because they're space marines and they'll punch a hole through my chest. But like I want to slap these people. I'm like, learn, damn you. That I am not using this explodey clicky, so I'm just gonna take that off. I don't want to self-destruct. One of my favorite things is one of the ways that my brain works is I draw comparisons. I draw a lot of comparisons so that way I can better understand things. If I already understand something and I see something that's similar, I draw comparisons so that way I understand it better. And so like when I was looking at Warhammer, yeah, no, they just remind me of the Covenant. And it's like it's a fascinating it's a fascinating thing, but I can't deny the fact that that's exactly what's happening. And I'm not saying that that's a bad thing per se, but it is a thing that is happening. I'm apparently being celebrated. I'm not sure what I'm doing that deserves celebration, but let's see. Energy refractor. Do I already have that up? I don't think so. I need brace for impact. I suppose I can put that on there. Boost morale. I'm running out of slots. I think I was going to run out of slots. I'm running out of sun. Oh, that's you. Hi. Hi, Midnight. Do I already? No, I don't have an act. Okay. I honestly did not expect you to find me. But hello. There we go. Friend request accepted. What was it doing? I just spaced for a second. Let me see here. No, I really like what ship are you flying? Info, you are flying the Olympic. That's right. You did say you like the Olympic. The Olympic is a fantastic shield tank. I know that a lot of people don't really spec into shield tanking anymore. Because it's too easy to strip shields away. Like, you know, the carrier wave shield hacking ability that I have just straight up will nullify shields for 5 seconds. But I wish that shield tanking was still like as prominent as it was when the game first started. I feel like it would make it more realistic instead of, you know, so MMO-ish by relying on hull taking. I forgot exactly what I was going to do with this thing, but it should be fine. Oh wait, I remember. This thing gives me, if I have, yeah, photon torpedoes and mines. I don't have any photon torpedoes on this build, so I guess the 25% directed energy weapon damage for phasers would be nice. Suppose, let's see, do I have a phaser power up? I think I do. $45 shields for facing. Every time shield goes down, secondary shields go up. That's fair. That's fair. Considering that this ship just got set up, I don't think the Solomon A would be capable of taking your ship down, because I just kind of like threw a bunch of stuff on here and I'm still kind of messing around with it. Oh, that's anti-proton mag. That's not phaser mag. My Rex might have been a different story, but I'm not flying the Rex right now. And even then, I don't even know because I don't do PvP and PvP all that much. Where is? There it is. That's what I want. Also got 70 shield clicky and can share shields and shields. Oh, nice. I think I have that ability on a different character, but because I don't shield tank or really fly with anybody, I've never used it. My friend 6/1 who popped on a little bit ago, he's the only other person that has flown with me recently. My friend Ghosty Toki, she's flown with me in the past, and I've actually have recordings of us flying together when she first started, but she plays so infrequently. I have to continuously teach her. I have to reteach her how to play the game. The Borg shield drain is annoying as hell. So I understand. I understand why you would want to build a shield tank to avoid that. I oftentimes mostly focus on speed and defense over anything else. I like I said, I am not optimized in any way, shape, or form on any of my characters. There are too many people who are all about like unconventional system triggers, and I'm just like, I don't understand that. Like, I haven't had the patience to sit down and try to understand it. I know obviously that's the meta, but I'm like, I don't fight people regularly enough to care about the meta. I don't fight people at all. I just want a PvE. I fly. I want to have fun. I want to be challenged with my limited knowledge of this game that I've accumulated over 13 years, and that's basically it. I don't like focus on trying to do meta stuff. Although I feel like it would be fun to do one character that would be meta based, but for the most part, I'm just like, I'm fine, I guess. Doesn't bother me that much. I forgot how nice the Olympic looked, though. All right. If you want to fly with me, I can send you an invite. I'll be on for at least. I'm already approaching when I said I was going to get off, but that's fine. I don't work tomorrow. Let's see here. Invite to team if you want to join. I don't know exactly what you feel like doing. I was just popping on to. I'm trying to figure out exactly how I want to test this. I had one person challenge me to PvP once, and that was when I first got the legendary Dominion attack ship. And I was like, dude, you're not fighting me on my primary character. I literally just built this character for this stream. I have no idea what I'm doing with this. Which, by the way, I really wish that the Wei Yun bridge officer that comes with the legendary stuff for the Dominion was an account-wide unlock. I'm pissed that you can only get that on one character, because Wei Yun is really, really cool. All right. I don't know what to do. What can we do to test this? I suppose you said you do wanted, right? So yeah, you know what? We can do wanted. I'm okay with wanted. Oh, apparently there was a private launch. Oops. I'm sorry. I thought that was going to pull you with me. I am so sorry. I feel like I led you on. I thought that patrols could be handled by more than one person. I don't fly with anybody else. I don't know this shit. I have made a mistake. I have made a horrible mistake. And now we're getting to the point where like this at this point in the night, I've noticed that the servers get kind of unstable. Oh, right. This one. I remember. I know this one. Oh, I forgot to set up my bridge officer seating. Oh. My awesome kit bash. This kit bash is wonky as hell. This is just like a sleeker, slightly modified sovereign. I don't care what anybody says. I love the sound of the phasers from the Discovery ships. those pew pew sounds from the Discovery phasers, where the TOS phasers are my least favorite, the Discovery area phasers are my most.
You have entered an area controlled by the Bentham Guard. Our scans indicate your ship is armed and operational, and you have demonstrated your ability to assist in an ongoing operation. You will either join our squadron as a deputized Protectorate officer, or clear the area immediately. You are now my deputy. We are here to apprehend a suspect wanted in multiple systems for crimes not limited to theft, coercion, destruction of private property, and murder. When you arrived, we were dealing with one of this criminal's lieutenants. We've tracked the suspect to this system. Your assistance in this matter is required, and appreciated. Looks like our fight got them to notice us. Let's go over and ask if their boss might come out of hiding.
Man, like I said before, I wish the Kazon were stronger in this game. I wish that they'd do a storyline where they got updated ships. The Kazon ships remind me of Amar vessels from not Star Wars, EVE Online. Yeah, and that's not even the longest version of the Federation ships, or not Federation, the Sovereign class vessels. The Noble, like, this ship is probably about as long as a regular Sovereign, and I could make it longer. Ooh, I should have put the Guardian Cruiser's console on this ship. I love that thing. I'm trying to remember what it's called. The energy conversion matrix. One of the most powerful defensive consoles that you can put on a ship. I can play with you guys some more. Oh, you joined me. Eat double super laser, bitch.
We do what we want, where we want.
There you are. I was wondering where you decided to go.
Captain Scott, excellent work. We'll send over a pacification party. Thank you for your assistance, and welcome to this sector. We recommend that you get underway and head for secure space. There's been a lot of turbulent activity recently, and multiple reports of danger to travelers.
Oh, hello, Mr. Enterprise A.
We have the suspect in...
Been a while since I've done that patrol. I forgot how much fun that was. I like this ship. Like I love 5-3 weapon setups. I feel like that's a common thing for most people to say is like 5-3 weapon setups are like, you know, obviously the standard. That's what everybody wants. But I like the way that this ship feels. I like the way that the Noble Battlecruiser feels. As of right now, like I didn't even have everything like properly set up. I still have to do my stations and all that stuff. Because this thing has like a command ability. Oh yeah, Veers is command. Okay, cool. That means I can do concentrate firepower. But that mean that at least weapons. I have to get rid of augment boarding party 1 if I want to do concentrate firepower, but you know what, it's worth it. I barely lost shields that entire mission, and I know that that was one of the easier missions, but this thing took everything. This ship took everything that was thrown at it, and I wasn't even properly set up. And it did. I mean, granted, I admit it might be because of the shields I'm using, because I'm using the Aegis shields, which are really strong shields. But because I've got, you know, what is it? The Aegis has 6.4 kinetic damage and energy weapon damage resistance, 2.5 shield power, decent amount of shield overall for, like, you know, the type of thing that I'm currently using. Like I said, I'm not min-maxed to do shields. And then a decent amount of shield generation, and when hit, chance to increase resistance against incoming damage for a short time. Stacks up to 5 times per energy type. Like it's a really good defensive shield, but I didn't realize that with the proper power setup in my shields, that this thing was basically going to be nigh invulnerable on weaker missions. Like I didn't even have to worry about it. If I was flying my Rex, there was a chance that those Kazon, I would destroy them really quickly, but I was a glass cannon. This thing is a beast with both offense and defense when spec'd right, and I don't have it spec'd right yet. So I can only imagine what it's going to be like once I actually do get it spec'd right. Let's see. Taro, you... Tactical team. What about you? You, that's tactical team 2. All right. Oh, cool. I can do... That's perfect. Do have intel. Oh, okay. I was about to say, did you lose your head for a second there? I haven't ever flied the Olympic, so I did not know it had that ability. That's kind of neat. Focused assault. Wait. Oh no, that's for beam fire at will. Focus assault. Let's see here. Focus assault pinpoints crew foes allied. Oh, okay, that's best used for for carriers. Yeah, actually, that actually seems like a pretty decent setup for what I'm using right now. The shield, I can take out enemy shields with tractor beam because of the carrier wave, and I've got torpedo high yield and spread. Very basic, but it works. And then I've got concentrate firepower and chemosite laced weapons and augment boarding party. Yeah, I think that'll work. That should be very effective. And again, I actually have better weapons than I currently am using. I like the blue. I like the blue. Oh shit. Fuck. I fucked it up. I fucked it up so bad. Oh no. I didn't mean ooh shit. Okay. What did I do? What did I do? Nope. That one stays. Let's see here. You come back. And where's you come back? And I am a fool. I am a fool. I am a fool. I am a fool. Let's see here. I meant to save that loadout, not to switch back to my old one. In time, and I don't know if I have entwined tactical matrices on this character. I do have it on a character. I just don't know if I have it on this character specifically. I was using the wide angle quantum front, wasn't I? God, I've got too many. That is anti-proton. That's right. I've got too much. Okay. Stuff. Let's see. I replaced this with that. Was that it? No, I had that on there too. Save to new loadout. Blue phasers. Blue beams. Blue beams. There we go. Oh. I'm like giving myself a heart attack there for a second. But that wasn't all I wanted to do. There was one other. What is it? Oh, there it is. Particle conversion matrix. A little bit of turn speed, and when I activate it, I get 75% shield resistance for 20 seconds, and can get up to 100% exotic and energy weapon damage as opponents' energy weapons hit me. I love the Guardian Cruiser. I love the Guardian Cruiser, and I love its abilities. All right, so the torpedoes are weaker now, but that's okay. That's okay. Actually, you know what? No, that's fine. When I build out the Noble, I'm going to see if I can do beam overload build on it. I've done cannon rapid fire, scatter volley, and fire at will, but never touched beam overload. I love beam overload. That is... Oh, right, I forgot. All the visuals came back to. Beam overload is my favorite ability for a variety of reasons. But I'd have to say the biggest one is stable visual. When I'm using... Actually, you know what? Enable visual. Kind of like that. The biggest reason why I enjoy beam overload is I do have a trait. I don't remember what the trait is. But I do have a trait that's basically allows you to gain, I think it's gain shields whenever you use a lance ability or beam overload. What is it? Not call to arms. Not coordinated assault. Desperate affairs. No. Which one is it? During beam fire at low, cannon scan fire torpedo spread, weapon fire. Nope, not that one. Although that would actually be really good for my torpedo build, but that's not what I'm looking for. No. Well, slotted, your ship takes extreme damage. The polarized lattice optimized titanium armor on board your ship springs into action, sealing any transported torpedoes behind bulkheads, deploying Dot 7 repair drones. No, not that one. Which one is it? Maybe I don't have it on this ship. Maybe it's not on Ron that I have the trait that I'm looking for in. Or wait, is it? Maybe it's one of these ones. I thought it was subsystem redundancies. Is that it? That might be it. Yeah, that you're right. Subsystem redundancies. Yeah. That is a fantastic trait for keeping yourself alive during fire at will, or excuse me, during overload or lance abilities. I have built that tentatively on the Terran Trailblazer, which is my favorite ship with the lance ability because it's a small ship with a really big gun. But but the USS Barbados was my main ship for a long time after it came out, because while I flew the legendary Intrepid, at the end of the day, it was the Trailblazer that really took my breath away. Like, I gave up the hangar bay for a really big gun, and I couldn't really I couldn't be happier. You know, it was a really cool ship, and that's also one reason why I want the Terran version of the Sovereign to have a really big gun attached to it. I don't care if I would like to see it get a hangar bay, but if it doesn't get a hangar bay, I just want it to have a really big gun. It'd be nice if it had both, kind of like the Lexington, but I'll take what I can get. And I still think that they should use the Imperial as a remaster for the Terran Sovereign, because that just makes sense. Oh, I am really happy overall with the Noble class. This is going to be probably my primary ship for a while. I can't wait to like mess around with it on Ellie Valentine, because she is actually going to be the main character of my Star Trek / Transformers crossover fan fiction that I've started writing. And the USS Solomon is going to be the Sovereign class that she's a part of. I'm kind of going to base her ship off of the Noble class's like design setup and whatnot. Because the Noble class can equip cannons, and that's something that I'm looking forward to trying, is to mess around with a cannon build for this. I can imagine that working well with overwhelm emitters, and the Valdor console heals your shields for you. Yeah. That probably would work as well too. I have the Valdor. I don't think I've used its console on anything yet though. If I have, it's on one of my Romulan characters. So I'm not familiar with the Valdor's console as much. Hold on, let me see. Where is the legendary Valdor? Romulan. Deredict, Intel Light Warbird, Scimitar, Valdor, Tebok. I'm guessing you're talking about the is it the shield absorptive frequency generator, or is it the hazard shielding that you're referring to? I really should actually start leveling this ship up so that way I can get its tier 6 console. Temporal replication starship trait on uses consumer temporal ops ability or a command ability. Your ship has a 20% chance per entropy on the target to trigger gravimetric conversion 1, rapid decay, or timeline collapse automatically. Eh, that'd be really good for a temporal op ship. The generator. Okay. I kind of figured it was the generator, but I wasn't sure. I feel like the generator works in a similar manner to the Guardian cruisers particle conversion matrix, just in a different way. Like it works defensively, where the particle conversion matrix from the Guardian cruiser actually works more offensively. Because the way it works is you get 25.3% turn rate, which is a pretty decent buff in turn rate, just as a standard. And then when you activate it, you get 75% shield resistance for 20 seconds, and then you can stack up to 10 times a 10% energy and exotic damage increase as opponents hit you with energy weapons, or I think exotic damage. So, like, basically, it reduces the damage you take and increases the damage that you do while it's active for 20 seconds. It's a really powerful console, and when spec'd properly, basically can help make your ship almost invulnerable. I imagine with the Valdor console, the two of them together would basically make you invincible for a short time, or pretty damn close to it. With the way your ship is built, I wouldn't be surprised if you would basically take no damage. Period. The way you were telling me how you had like 45k shields, like your shields wouldn't even be scratched at that point, and you'd be increasing your damage output in the process. Hmm. Yeah, I'm happy. I'm happy I finally unlocked this ship. I'm happy that it's doing as well as it is. I feel like I probably need to choose a new skin though, because I know these blank spots on the sides of the Noble's um, body are bothering me a little bit. And I think it's because of the way that the Sovereign refit skin looks. I might go and change the skin a little bit. Although I just realized all of my stations got deactivated. That's annoying. Let's see, Evelyn, you go there. Maximilian Veers, you go there. Caro, you go there. Dira, you go there. And 0718. There we go. Oh, that would have been a nightmare if I hadn't have noticed that. There we go. Yeah, no, the particle conversion matrix it's an old console, but it's a powerful console if you have it on the right build. It's one reason why I always tell people don't you rarely see people fly the Guardian cruiser. Like the Guardian class cruiser is one of my favorite defensive ships for that console. And I know that there are stronger ships nowadays, but like 4, 5, 6 years ago, the Guardian was one of the strongest defensive ships, I feel like. Its hull rating is really good. Its shield resistance rating is really good. Its shields are like pretty well defined. Up until the legendary ships started coming out, this was, I would say, probably I'm in my personal rating, I would say this is within like the top 5 most defensive ships that I have flown. And like 80% of that isn't just because of the stats. 80% of that is because of the particle conversion matrix. Um and not only that, but like this just is a really cool looking ship. It's like an upgrade of the Ambassador and the Galaxy together. And you can do either one of these two, or actually, I guess Narendra technically, not the Ambassador. It's like Galaxy and Narendra fused together, and then they also have the mirror version, which is identical to it's the only the mirror version of the Guardian is the only mirror ship that is identical to the Prime version. Like there's nothing, as far as I can tell, there's nothing different between the two. Just aesthetics and flair. But yeah, no, it's a cool looking ship in my opinion. It's a powerful ship for defensive purposes, and that console is nothing to write off of. You if you're going defensive, I feel like that's one of the best consoles you can go for defense, because it increases your offensive power in addition to reducing the damage you take for energy weapons. So I always recommend the Guardian Cruiser to anybody who is looking for a good-looking, powerful defensive ship. And even if you're not going to use the ship, like the console is worth it. However, I think it is now 2 a.m. my time. So I think I'm going to start wrapping things up because I am starting to get tired. And I've been on stream for actually quite a while now. So like over 2 hours, which is a little bit longer than I was expecting, but I have been having a lot of fun. I promise you guys I will be doing more late night streams. I promise you guys I will be doing more streams with Star Trek Online. I will try to keep you notified either through my shorts on YouTube or on my YouTube, what is it, the posts section. So keep an eye on those for when I might go live next. I'll for the late night streams especially, I will definitely be dual streaming on both Twitch and YouTube, so that way you guys don't miss out anything. But yeah, I think I'm gonna wrap things up here just because I'm starting to get tired and my voice is starting to get a little sore. But I had a lot of fun, and I really thank you guys for joining Midnight. It was a pleasure to meet you. Thank you. It was a pleasure to see all of you guys pop into the chat and say hi. I'm very thankful. And yeah, next time like I said, I'll probably try and do a few more extra stuff. I know that the Crystalline Catastrophe event is coming in about a week. And so I'll probably be doing a few STO streams while I'm just goofing around on that. While also testing out additional things I can do with the Noble and flying other ships. Maybe pop in with my Venator. I haven't flown my Jemadar Venator for a while, and I really want to unlock that for all my other ships, or all my other characters. So I might maybe I'll level that up a little bit and try and get that unlocked for all my characters. But in the meantime, thank you for joining me. I am Arc Alpha 12, aka Arc Gregorius, and I will see you in the next stream.